They played great. I mean, if somebody told me they were going to shoot 12 for 24 from the three and 24 for 50, I would have not liked our chances too much in this game. In spite of those numbers, I thought we did a pretty good job defensively. We made some good plays inside. We made our free throws when we've had to all year, and we did that. They made a couple tough threes when we had the lead. But the game turned in the second half. Jerry and Mike were talking about running us open in a circle and trying to get in the lane, and we just tried to get in the lane. The whole second half just drove the ball to the basket. And first half we were shooting threes, shooting jumpers, and we weren't getting any traction. So we were able to get to the basket. Their two best offensive players against the zone are the two freshmen, and they're the two, probably I'm sure they would say, they're two weakest defenders. So we tried to drive those two guys as much as we could, and that got us in the lane. And we got off to a great start. Andrew got going, and then we just started driving the ball and making plays. John struggled for a lot of the game, but he made a couple really big plays. That last shot he made was a huge shot. But we just hung in there. This team has had a lot of adversity. Obviously, 4 games ago, we were in a deep hole we had to work our way out of, and they've done a great job. Tonight was another great example. NC State being down 12-16. They just keep playing. They keep fighting. Very proud of this team. Tyus, I thought he was unbelievable tonight. He made some plays, just great plays, unbelievable plays, and that's what it takes. Players have to make plays. I thought the fans were great. They always are, especially when we start playing better. They're really good then. But it was a great comeback against. This team's one of the best defensive teams, one of the best road teams in the conference. They won at Notre Dame by 15. They won at Louisville. They were ahead the whole game. They're really difficult to play against. For us to shoot 73%, I don't even believe that number looking at it. I think it's got to be wrong from the field in the second half, and to shoot 66% from the three-point line. Those are mind-boggling numbers. They don't do that. I think last year we were the first team to beat them down when they had a 12-point lead at halftime or more, and they had a 12-point lead tonight, and we came back and won. It shows a lot of determination from our players. I'm really proud of what they did today. It was an unbelievable comeback, unbelievable. I think it topped the other nights, really, because of the way Virginia plays defense. We had to shoot 73% and 66% to win. So that's pretty good. Questions?
Did having come back against this team last year in the tournament help at all today?
No, because we knew we couldn't press them. We tried to press in the first half. They're good. They're good against pressure. They got an open three, and we knew we weren't going to press them. We knew we had to start out the second half and get a little bit of a movement, and I didn't know if we could. The driving helped us, and Tyus made a tough three to start the second half, and then we started driving and getting good looks and getting to the foul line, and Andrew made a couple, and Tyler Lydon made one. Tyler Lydon didn't score much, but I'll tell you what, defensively down there, he was tremendous in the middle. He was tremendous. He was playing two guys in there. We were so concerned about their shooters, we wanted to stay out, and that opened up the middle, and he was 2-on-1 in there a lot. And it was a tremendous effort.
Coach, 4 games ago, NCAA tournament looked pretty bleak. Would you say you're in the conversation?
I don't talk about that. I never have. We're just going to play. What people say doesn't really affect anything. And we just have to go play the next game. That's what we started. We've been doing that for a long time, and we need to keep doing that.
Jim, after everything with the NCAA the last few years, what was that walk off the court like for you tonight?
I'm just happy to win this game. This was a huge game for us. We had to win this game. The number that I'm concerned about going into today was 15. We had to get to 15 today. We've got tough road games ahead of us, tough home games ahead of us, and we have to win every time, every chance we get an opportunity, we have to win. That's what I was, and the crowd was so instrumental in the game. That's what I was trying to show them. They were a big part of this win, big part.
Was there something specific you said during halftime to,
We just
build those
changed
games
that.
around?
No, we just changed the offense a little bit, that's it.
How key were the turnovers that Virginia forced in the paint?
Pardon?
How key were the turnovers that you forced Virginia in the paint?
They don't make a lot of them, and they made some key ones in the second half. We made some of them we made good plays on, and some they made a mistake. But they were so fluid in the first half, and we got them a little bit off balance in the second half. But even with that, I mean, they still made some tough threes. Parantes is always a guy that's, we let him have a couple, and he's always going to make one when the pressure's on, always.
Jim, can you talk a little bit about Tyus' overall game? He's had some steals today, took the ball to the basket when the shot clock drained down, and made some pretty good
Tyus was
plays.
great. He played great. This was the best game he's played. He was fabulous today.
Coach, as far as the grad transfers, not just in this game, but the last few, just what you can say about Gillen as well as White, what they've meant this year.
They played great. They're playing great. John was off a little bit tonight. He couldn't get in the lane. They were cheating. They were really guarding him. Finally, he did what he needed to do in the second half. He got to the lane. He made that. That was a key basket, that one he made.
Jim, I know you said to Bud, I've won 1,000 games, but I don't have
That's
1,000
exactly
wins.
right. That's right.
Is there any satisfaction or enjoyment out of this one today?
I don't ever talk about that stuff. I'm happy that we got to 15, and I know how many wins I've had. I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that.
A lot of signs in the crowd, though, with 1,000 in there. Are you aware of the signs?
I can't see that far away. This is just a great win. It really was. I mean, I can't emphasize enough. I think he's, if not the best, one of the best coaches in the country. They play great offense and defense. He's a tremendous coach. They got tremendous players. You get down to them and come back. That's a great win.
Jim, you talked a little bit about changing the offense. Did you just decide you were going to spread them out a bit more than attack?
Yeah, just try to drive. You can't screen. They help. They do too much stuff. You got to open it up and you got to drive. And they won't. They'll help, but they won't. They won't come completely off the three-point shooters. So you're able to get into the lane. We've got, Andrew's really improved at that. We've got those three guys can really drive and get in the lane.
Was pushing the pace in that second half also part of the offense?
When we get steals, we can push it, but we didn't get steals in the first half, so you can't push it. So we got a couple fast breaks because we got steals.
When you think back to the team you envisioned at the start of the year, is this kind of
Pardon?
the way the team played today? Is that the way you envisioned it at the start of the year?
Well, we've been playing good for a while. If you've been here, right? Yeah, we've been playing good for a while.
So Jim, when you walk out the floor,
Yeah.
you're doing the waving,
Yeah.
people are cheering. They're happy that the game was won, I know, but a lot of it had to do with you and the 1,000.
Well, I don't know what is in other people's minds. I can't tell that. I'm sure that's some of it, but I don't really. I think they were happy. We stormed the court last game. We won at home, and the fans were, I thought, just as vocal the last game. But
But there's a little funk, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that, bro. You ask them. I don't know. I'm not that. I can't read people's minds.
We took a poll in the Citizens that got something like 98-point-something%.
Yeah, they took a poll and said Hillary Clinton was going to be president, too. That didn't work out so good. No, I think the people here feel that we should not have lost those wins, and that's probably the way all fans would feel. Whether, I'm not going to sit here and debate that point anymore, but there was obviously some question about whether some of those, or all of those even, should have been taken, but they have. But the fans are not going to accept that. I'm glad that that poll was taken, and the 2% went to Georgetown or Connecticut or someplace, and they're on the boards. You know what's funny? And trust me, I don't listen to, when we play bad, I don't listen to talk radio, and I don't read the blogs. But when we are losing, after the game, there's 60 posts. 48 to 50 are, I'm too old, the zone's no good, along those lines. Now, there may be 20 people or 10 people posting 4 apiece. I don't know that. I've heard that happens. I don't know that. When we won the other night, there were 2 comments. So what that tells me is those people are just haters, and they're going to hate, like John Gillen said. And I didn't see any hate in John Gillen the other night either. But that's the way it is. That's the real world that we live in now. And you know, you just have to move on. You know, you have to do the best you can. You know, I'm very sensitive. I always have been, always will be, and I don't think that's a bad characteristic to have. I'm sensitive to what people think or people say, and that's why I don't read that stuff when we're losing, because I feel bad enough. I don't want to feel worse. But we have to be able to move on and play and get ready to go and play, and that's all we can do. If you dwell on the negatives, you're going to end up being a negative, and you can't do that. We have to focus on what we can do and what we can change, and these players have, come miles and miles and miles, and it still goes back to what I've been saying. We had 4 new players in the starting lineup, and it's been a hard process. We still have bad breakdowns. We let Parantes get in the corner 3 when we just talked about it in the timeout. Just talked about it. So we're still having those breakdowns. Because you give guys like that those threes, they're going to make them. And, you know, he made 2 monster threes. But we hung on. We got to the foul line. And fortunately, we didn't need the last 2 because there was no chance of that happening. So it was, again, a great effort. And I'm really proud of these guys. And I want to go see my daughter and son play tonight, and I would have had to sneak in. Now I can just kind of walk in to the gym and see it. But I'm proud of everything that's happened here, everything. I take responsibility and responsibility, and I take whatever's all that's happened here is during my time. And there's, obviously there's good, bad, tough, bad losses, bad decisions, bad things that happen. That's life. That's what life's about. The key is, do you get through it? Do you move on to the next stage? And do you, are you able to do that? And that's all we try to do. And whatever happens, happens. Whatever the results are, you have to own it, and you have to step up. This is a tough league. Pittsburgh and Clemson are great teams. They each lost like 6 in a row or something. They're really good teams, really, really good basketball teams. It's just a tough league, a really, really tough league, and you're going to have those. You just have to go through it. You have to keep going, and you never know what's going to happen, but it's very difficult. This win is, it's a great win. It really is. Come back against that team is special. All right? All right.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Locker room's open.